Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be something that I don't believe I've done before. I recently picked up a new controller for a game which is currently already released at 5 p.m. Today. So I picked up the Turtle Beach Stealth Pivot, and it was a gimmick 100%. I mean, if you've seen any of the other things online, you would know that it was 100% a gimmick, like the Stealth Ultra, which had the big display on it. This also has a display, albeit not as big, but I got it on sale. I think it was like 119 bucks. I think it's worth it if you're able to use both sides. I used it for the game that you guys saw in the video, and I'll play a clip of me playing it. There was more to this. And I made use of this side of it. Is the like arcade game style side. Everything's kind of analog, no joysticks, just a D-pad and your A, B, X, and Y buttons. You have a player 1 and a player 2 button up there in blue, which you guys can't see because I'm in the way, I guess. But yeah, you have a player 1 and a player 2 button, and a LSB and an RSB button. Everything sounds actually kind of nice. I actually enjoyed playing with it. It actually didn't let me down, especially for being a $119 controller. I like the fact that I can use it on my PC, my phone, tablet. Not that I would ever use it on those. I don't mobile game. And an Xbox, if I were to ever get one, which is probably not going to happen. But I'll go over some of the features that came with this, as well as some of the accessories, as they called it, that came with it. I'm going to flip it back over to the normal side, and I'm going to show you that, guys, too. But it came with aside from Bluetooth connectivity, it came with a USB adapter, which you guys also, that came out clear. It came with a USB adapter that it connects to pretty well, pretty easily. You guys can see the screen on it, albeit you can't see it clearly because, you know, cameras and autofocus and something like that. But it has some options on it. So press the little plus button. Press the little plus button down here, and then you can move along using the D-pad here. Once you press the plus button, press the A button, that'll take you to your menu, and you could scroll through there. Use some of your options. You have social alerts. You can connect it to your phone with the app that comes with it, and stuff will come through. I haven't set that up because I don't really care. I guess that's just them trying to sell a screen on a controller for you. You can map certain buttons, D-pad buttons. There's slider mapping, which I didn't know that there was a slider. I'm not really sure. There's only I see. There is I've used that before. That's how I was going. There is a little slider. You can see it. It's in between the two flashing lights. That's going to be your slider. It can also be used to move through the menu options. It is right underneath the Xbox button. Don't know why you would need to map that to anything, but whatever. Moving on, you have Connect. This is your Connect option, so you can connect it. You can pair it with the USB dongle. There was App Link. There's Bluetooth. App Link is how you connect it to your phone. moving on from that, you have different profiles. You can move through those once you enter the settings. With the plus button, you can move through that with your left button and your right button, which are these two. Different profiles do different things. I kept mine on stock because I don't know how to change them. You can set different profiles to different button maps and stuff like that. I know that's the use case for it. You have your regular buttons here. These are found on, these three are found on literally every controller. I wish that everything would show up for you guys on camera, but it's not going to, because that's just the way it works for me. But I'll show you guys a pivot action here. So what happens is there's these two sliders. Alright, I say sliders, it's not what they're called. They're like a locking mechanism, but you slide those over, and then this entire assembly will, wow. It just goes like that on both sides. You have to do it the right way, but yeah, it goes like that, both sides. And the first slide I had it on, that I was showing you guys when I flipped it, that's your normal. That's a normal Xbox controller. This side is what I used in the game. This is like your arcade game style type controller. All buttons, one D-pad, no joysticks, nothing like that, nothing too special. You know, you're kind of like analog type setup. Flip it back over, and then you lock it by just same two sliders. Boom, it's locked. It's not going anywhere. I saw some people online complain. Apparently, it had a bunch of movement, but I haven't really noticed that. I mean, it doesn't move too much to me. I mean, there's a little bit of movement, but like, you have to really push on it to make it move. The only way that you can actually get it to flip over like that, when you have it in regular, as you can see here, the joysticks, they sit too tall. I will show you that. They sit too tall. It won't go all the way over. Catch it on the joystick. You take the joysticks, you just twist them, and they go down in the housing, and then you can twist the entire assembly over, which is kind of nice. They do work in that lower one. They work just fine when they're lowered. So I guess if you're into that, the D-pads are different. I'm not really sure why they are different, but the D-pad on this side is, they look the same, but they feel different, they sound different. And I'll swap over to the other one, and you can hear that one. I'm not really sure what the difference is. Personally, I kind of like the feel of the one on this side. It sounds a little bit different. It's a little more clicky. I don't really care what it sounds like. I just like that it doesn't move around as much. Like, I'm pressing the button, and it just kind of stays in its spot, presses the button, moves back forward. The one on this side, it just moves a little bit too much. It really, like, that doesn't, it moves around a lot. It does come with a headphone jack, which is nice if you decide you want to lay in bed and play on your TV. It gives you a way to connect your headphones. There are a couple of programmable buttons. You have a slide. You can remap any button on here to do, you know, anything you want it to. But most of them are going to be found on your second side here. The P1 and P2 buttons, those are programmable buttons. Usually stands for player 1, player 2 type thing. These are programmable buttons, as well as, let me flip it over. It's really not, it doesn't take that long to flip them. It's pretty easy. Your other programmable buttons are going to be found on the back. You have these two buttons here. Those are also different programmable buttons, and you can set those up in profiles or mapping. You can map this controller either on the controller itself, on your PC, or via the phone app, supposedly. I saw somebody online saying they couldn't do it with the phone app. I don't know. The only issues The only issues that I've noticed with it, it didn't want to connect to the first PC. I was able to get it to, but it took me 15 to 30 minutes of getting it to connect. I had to like restart the PC, I had to turn the controller off, turn it back on a couple times in order for it to finally get working. And the only way I got it working was because I connected the controller to the PC with the cable, which is sitting here. They give you an 8-foot cable, a 2.5 meter cable that goes with it. It is type USB type A to USB type C. Type C, goes into the controller. The only way I was able to get this to connect was to connect the controller via USB. Once that was connected, I let it sit for a second, unplugged it, and it connected via Bluetooth just fine. I'm really not sure why that is. I went through the options with you, but your connect options, you have when you click A to go into your connect options, it gives you 3. Your USB dongle, you can, it doesn't come paired apparently. You have to pair it first and then they work. Which is nice because that means if you ever lose this dongle, I'm sure there's going to be somebody online who has one, or you can probably buy one, third party, and then you can just pair this to the dongle and boom. Keeps it out of the e-waste. USB dongle pairing, smart device pairing, that is for your phone, or your PC or tablet or whatever. And then app link, that's actually app link is for your phone or your tablet. You can't use just direct Bluetooth for the phone or tablet. There's some like drivers and stuff that have to be used, and that comes through the app link. Smart device will be your PC. This does work, like I said, PC, mobile, and Xbox. The only way it will work on Xbox, though, is via USB with either the dongle or with the 8-foot cable that they provide. It is pretty nice. The display on it is not exactly built for, resolution, but I mean, it doesn't need to be. What is that, like 30 pixels from top to bottom? Who cares? This display is like a 1/2 inch tall by like 1.5 inches wide. It's not made to display much. Aside from, the gimmick of these turning and the fact that it's got a display on it and I can read text messages on my Xbox controller, which is, what are we doing? It is a pretty nice controller. It's a pretty sturdy controller, especially for having moving parts. It's not going to just fall apart. You do have, aside from, your full movement buttons, you can take the trigger buttons. There's these 2 sliders here. This is full length. You can see full length, and then you can slide them over and they will go about half length. That's the full movement once the slider's over. In case you like that. I like full length. I don't think I'd ever, I like to have that full travel. But that is all. I think it's a great controller. If you have a use case, that's the issue. Finding a use case. If you just need this, just a simple controller, these are the only buttons you'll ever be using, don't buy this. Do not spend $119, $120 or $30 on this. It's not going to be worth it to you. There are plenty of controllers for like $30 that will do your needs better than this. Do you really need to read your text messages on your controller? I mean, let's be honest. My first thought is going to be, I've got a text message. I'm going to pick up my phone that's in my pocket or on my desk. I'm not going to click the plus button, click the A button, click the A button again, and then scroll through the messages that are on my controller. Why would I do that? My phone's right here. Like, text messages now, But if you have a use case for it where you can make use of both sides of, that pivot, your normal Xbox side, and then you can just flip it over and boom, now you have your kind of arcade style programmable buttons, different things you can do. It's definitely, I would say, worth it. That way you don't have to have 2 controllers. But 2 controllers will still be cheaper than one of these. So it's a niche. The reason why I got it, I don't want 2 controllers. I don't have room for 2 controllers. I will lose 2 controllers. I would rather charge 1 than charge 2, or more than likely forget to charge the one I need when I need it. Would I suggest it to a friend? Depends on the friend. I'm gonna say for the average user, no, probably not. I probably would not suggest this to the average user, but it does feel nice. So if you want something that feels good and you can spare $119, go for it, I guess. But I just don't see a full-time, use case where this would actually be useful to somebody. But that is the Turtle Beach Stealth Pivot. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to see more videos like this, leave a comment down below, leave a like. Preferably do both because it helps me. Subscribe, join the Discord. The Discord will be linked in the description. But that is all I have for you guys today. Peace.